Guys, welcome to the BPM Method Success Podcast. And today's guest has been working with us for a few months now. Rachel Harvey, who joined our elite program. She's been working through BPM Method. And I'm keen for you to understand the process that she's been through and the transformation she's had as well, actually where she's taking her agency business as well. So on that note, Rachel, hello, an introduction from you would be awesome, who you are, what your business is, maybe a bit about your background as well.
Hi everyone, I'm Rachel and my agency is The Big Impression. So we're a growing agency. Our main offer is Facebook advertising, but we also offer email marketing and social media marketing, and we're also really getting into chatbot marketing as well at the moment. So we're really excited for what the future brings in those areas. So I haven't always been a marketer. I started off my career working in fashion as a model, and quite frankly, my obsession with clothes and makeup and all things beauty is now filtered through to the advertising, because these are the brands that I love to work with and to help them grow and build their businesses. And my team also actually consists mainly of women. So we all seem to share this love of fashion. So that works really well. I'm actually also a qualified teacher. So I have 2 degrees in education and went from the classroom to actually owning my own business in the form of an education franchise. So I've been honing my business skills, building up that business to 6 figures, and then I recently sold it. So I'm kind of going through a transformation at the moment from freelancer to growing an agency. So it's really exciting. So yeah, it's a bit about my background, and it all kind of feeds through. The teaching has helped me teach other people Facebook ads when they come to me for my help. So all skills have been really transferable.
That's amazing. So an interesting point you mentioned there was moving from freelancer to agency. And I had a conversation with someone 2 weeks ago and they said, I don't want to call myself an agency because I still feel like I'm nimble. It's a small business. I don't want to be seen as an agency. And, you know, there's that kind of question about when do you think that you are an agency? And for me, it's like when you start employing people, when you have people working for you, you kind of go from freelancer to agency, but you don't have to call it that. How did you handle that transition?
Initially, I can understand how someone would feel thinking, how do I go suddenly from freelancer, just working solo, to saying I'm an agency and there's more than one of you working. So I like to think of myself as a boutique agency, if you like, currently. So we're a smaller agency, but we're growing and have the intention of growing more into a bigger agency. So I think boutique agency kind of sits nicely between freelancer and big agency.
I agree. So talk to me about where you guys were, or where you were as I can't remember if you had a team back then or not, but before we started working together, kind of just talk me through what stage you were at in your business.
So when we started working together, I would have considered myself in that space of freelancer, wanting to build an agency. And at the beginning, I was still running my other business at the same time.
So talk to me about before we started working together. So I'm keen to know kind of what the situation was and what kind of tipped you over to the point of, I guess, reaching out and asking for help.
So before we started working together, I would have considered myself more of a freelancer, wanting to make that journey and progress into an agency. And I was still running my other business at the time. And so I think part of what had stopped me before from reaching out was the lack of time. But I knew that it wasn't going to be that long until I managed to sell my other business. And I really wanted to be prepared and have started making that move to agency before that sale went through. So I'd actually been thinking about reaching out for a few months and was just waiting until I knew the sale of the business was at a certain point before I spoke to somebody in your team about how it all works. But I was just really excited about trying to find a program that I felt would not only advance my media buying skills, but help me develop into an agency as well. And helped me get the results that I really wanted to for my clients. So the clients that I've been working with had been getting good results, but I knew that I could do better. And I was looking for that, method that would produce the stable results that would really allow then me to help these brands to scale. So I think often the difficult part comes from taking the stability into the growth.
Absolutely. So I'm curious, going from kind of where you were to where you are right now, there's two things that we try and aim for to help agencies and freelancers is, number one, get you those stable results, which is through the process, but also save you and earn you more time back as well, because then you start to optimize that and put that into your business. And then if you can start to bring people in to take on some of the work, you can spend more time on your business rather than in it as well. So I'm keen to kind of know how that went for you as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And that was one of the big draws of me starting the programs, was going to be the ability to build my team, to take some of the load off my hands and allow me to work on the business whilst they worked in the business. So I am still working in the business whilst we grow the team, but having the processes in place really has freed up quite a lot of my time. Whereas before I was knee deep in ads manager pretty much all day long, didn't have a great slick onboarding process. And I've been working hard on sorting out those processes and systems for onboarding clients, just having a smooth journey with them all the way through. So it's been super helpful getting all the knowledge from the programs and, actually from all of the coaching calls as well, which have been amazing, as well as the posts in the group. So the other members of the Elite Accelerator put some amazing questions into the group, and the answers, I think, help all of us. So, there's a lot of information just in the group, let alone in the programs.
Absolutely. Now, one of the questions we get is, how can you keep up with everything? Now, it's impossible to be there for every single call, every single Facebook post, especially when you're running a business, you're growing a business. So how have you managed to balance that?
So initially, when I was running two businesses, and it was unfortunate that I had to be out of the office running the other business on some of the calls. So I just made it a point to watch the replays of the calls that were posted in the group. And I would put my questions in to be answered in my absence as well, which was amazingly helpful. But now I'm working just on my agency. I do join nearly all the calls, but again, if there's one I can't join, I will watch the replay. So there's no missing out on anything. You can go back to it and rewatch it. It's really helpful.
So there's a lot in the Elite program, and you talk about the Facebook group, the questions, the Q&A calls. I do the coaching calls. We have the guest experts. We have the war room. If there's one thing that you feel you got the most from, or of all those things, what would you say it was for you?
Wow, that's actually really difficult to answer, because all of it's absolutely amazing. The programs are amazing, the videos, the explanations, the illustrations of how to do everything is really clear and really easy to follow. But I have to say, the coaching calls are absolute gold. Not only do we gain more knowledge, but it's a chance to actually ask other experts in real time and get answers to your questions and get accounts looked at and websites looked at. And even if I don't have a question myself, I always join to listen to other people's questions, because I have learned an absolutely huge amount just from being there and listening and being able to take that away and apply it to my own clients and accounts. So yeah, love the coaching calls, and the guest experts are really quite amazing. Yeah.
What are you looking forward to now over the next 6 to 12 months? So what have you been enabled to achieve through working with us, and kind of how is that leading to where you want to be now in, let's say, 6 to 12 months time?
So now I really am looking forward to building the agency with more team over the next 6 to 12 months. I feel really grateful and lucky that one of my team members has been able to do the BPM method. So she's getting trained and ready to join the team as a media buyer. So that's really, really exciting, because what I really want now is for my team to be able to employ the BPM method to use for delivering a really superb, excellent service for our clients so that we're all on the same page, we're all working the same way, and it's a smooth operation. So I'm really excited about that. So yeah, building up chatbots as well is another exciting thing. And one of your guest experts was catalyst for me bumping that up a bit, because I'd been playing around with it for about a year. But watching her talk about the possibilities, I thought, oh yeah, it's an exciting avenue to pursue alongside Facebook ads. So thank you. Another really great coaching call.
Cool. And what would you say if you could go back 3 to 4 months, maybe even 5 months, and go speak to yourself then? So there's another Rachel out there. There's probably many Rachels out there going through similar transformations or changes or potential changes that are probably not reaching out for help, are probably trying to do it themselves. And, you know, this is one of my biggest challenges, is to try and reach people at the right time before they really burn themselves out, whether they're in a freelancer mode or agency. What would be your message to someone kind of that was in your shoes, that is considering asking for help? Like, what would you say to them?
I would say that don't hesitate. When I was thinking about doing it, and it's an investment, but to be honest, that investment will get paid back so many times over. It's totally and utterly worth investing in these programs. I really thought, I'm looking for a program that will advance my skills, but also help me build an agency. And actually, I couldn't find anyone else out there that did both of those things for me. It would be one or it would be the other. So finding the BPM method and the ELITE Accelerator was a bit of a dream. So I would say to anyone who was in my position back then that really wants to start growing, that the ELITE with BPM method kind of has everything covered for you. It's the coaching calls are gold, the program's easy to follow and implement. Your clients will thank you for it. You'll also thank yourself.
That's a good shout. I really appreciate that. That's a great testimony to what we tried to put together, and I'm glad it had a big impact on you. Thanks, Rachel. I'm looking forward to seeing where the next 3 to 6 months goes. And yeah, if anyone else is on the fence, you've heard everything from Rachel, and we'll look forward to speaking to you as well soon. Thanks, Rachel. Have a great evening.
You.
All right. Thank you.